on my Facebook for my challenge group as well, and squeeze in a like 20-minute workout right before this. So here we are cooking in my sports bra. I hope this does not count as a hygiene violation. On that note, first I'm gonna wash my hands, and I'm gonna talk you guys through all the ingredients you guys need, and you probably will hear my family coming shortly. They are out walking the dog. Let me scoot my camera back to make sure you guys can catch me as I do this. So I'm gonna give you guys a very, there we go, wide view. Okay, there we go. Okay, all right, you guys, so tonight I figured in honor of Cinco de Mayo, we're going to make some blackened fish tacos. So I want to show you guys how fast and easy this can be. It looks like a lot of ingredients, it's really not, and as somebody who didn't know how to cook and just slowly started to learn, I just want to show you how some of these meals can be really easy to put together and really healthy and very delicious. So I am using tilapia, a white fish like tilapia or cod. Either of them work. I bought tilapia from Trader Joe's in the frozen section. This is what it looks like, 2 fillets. So to start, I'm going to make my blackened seasoning, and I have oregano, paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, and cayenne powder. I'm going to mix that up. I'm going to pat dry my fish, and then save about a tablespoon of that for another mix, but taking the remaining of it and putting it on top of my fish. Okay, so I'm going to use the spices, cover my fish on both sides. I'm using this stainless steel cutting board. I've been using the stainless steel cutting board for meats and fishes just because I feel like it's just a safer cleaning situation. You hear a lot about how the plastic cutting boards are not good for you because you get the microplastics when you're cutting into your food, which you don't want. However, the wood cutting boards absorb some of the meat, the fish. It's harder to clean. So the stainless steel works great. So I'm using that, and I'll link that later. So I'm going to do my fish and let it sit here with the spices on it for a minute. And then next I'm going to make, let me get my Greek yogurt, 1 second. Okay. So next I'm going to make a Greek yogurt kind of like mayo, kind of a sour cream. So I like to use Greek yogurt instead of sour cream. It's a healthy option. It's less fattening. Greek yogurt is really good natural probiotic, so we know it's good for us. So I use Greek yogurt a lot instead of sour cream, and I absolutely love it. It tastes just the same. It's creamy. It's delicious. So I'm going to mix a little bit of Greek yogurt with a little bit of mayo, honey, lime juice, salt, mix that up. That's going to be kind of like the cream that goes on the bottom of the tacos. And then I have some shredded cabbage. I'm just going to do a little shredded cabbage, lime juice, salt, and a third bowl, mix that. So 3 bowls here, okay? So while my fish is sitting here with my spices, I'm making the cream sauce, I'm making the cabbage slaw, and then I'll dice up some red onion, avocado, cilantro for topping. If you guys don't have one of these little alligator chopping things, again from Amazon, I'll link it to my Amazon store. Amazing. I've also been making, what is it called? Pickled red onions, and this thing just makes it so much easier. Okay, so last, one of my tricks that I learned that's really cool is cooking your fish using parchment paper on the pan. So once I'm ready to cook it, I'm going to add a little bit of avocado oil, put the parchment paper down, then add the oil, parchment paper, flip it so that the oil gets on both sides, and then add the fish to cook it. The reason the parchment paper is really nice is because it helps the fish really crisp up, and it prevents the fish from sticking to the pan so it doesn't end up in 5 different million pieces. And then the last bit is I have the Hexclad pan, which is the Gordon Ramsay pan. I love this thing. This is like a 3-in-1. It's non-toxic, stainless steel, it's amazing. So anyway, without continuing that plug, I'm gonna go ahead and cut open my tilapia. I'm gonna hold it over the sink so like the extra juices can fall out here. And then I'm gonna grab some paper towels to pat it dry, okay? That's number 1. So let's see how fast we can do this. I am like very into the fast, easy meals, especially weeknights are chaotic, like we have homework, we need to get bath time going. I like to try and run a tight ship with my family and my kids. Okay, so that's that. All right, so next we're gonna pat it dry, and I'm going to go ahead and mix up my spices, which I had to make a little cheat sheet note for myself since I'm filming, because I usually keep everything on my phone And honestly, a lot of times I find my recipes on Pinterest, on Instagram, and then I will either modify it as I need to, or just copy it. So this is actually a modified recipe from Olivia Adrian's, and I have to give her credit because I love her recipes. She does amazing recipes, and like I learned the, oh my gosh, where is this not coming up? I learned the, what is it? The trick with the parchment paper from her. Okay, so paprika first, 3 teaspoons. So I honestly don't always measure, but for this, for you guys, I am. A lot of times I just eyeball things. Okay, so 3 teaspoons paprika. I'm gonna put this all in the caption. And then next, I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons of salt. And of course, I forgot my salt. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So mineral salt, the Baja Gold. It was endorsed by Gary Brucka, and then of course probably the price on it like went exorbitantly high. But he said that a lot of times they have land salt. I forget what the reason was. It's not what we can use basically. Okay, so here we go. 2 teaspoons of that, and then 2 teaspoons of my garlic powder. Next, there we go. A little extra by accident. Don't worry about being precise. That does not matter. Then 2 teaspoons of onion powder. There we go. I wish I could see you guys. I should have flipped this around. But I have the better camera quality, and now I can't see you guys to make any comments. Or see you talking to me, asking questions. Sorry. So I have to talk at you. I'm so sorry. Okay. 2. So 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, onion powder, and then 1 of oregano, and then ½ a teaspoon of the cayenne red pepper. So use all the same thing here. If you've met me, I am psycho about cleanliness, as my husband knows. So I like to cook while I clean. So I'm going to put all of my little spices back in a little spice drawer. Here we go. So bear with me 1 second. We'll go right here. Back in the drawer. And I'll get my parchment paper ready. You guys have to tell me if you like this and you want more of this. Okay, so next up, parchment paper wax. There we go. How close are you getting? Okay. Alright, this is for later. So, now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and take this. I'm going to reserve like a tablespoon for my cream. Maybe a little less, okay? This is for later. Look. Okay, so now I'm going to take about 1/4 and I'm going to sprinkle it onto this fish here. I'm actually going to go ahead and turn this pan on so it can start to warm up. I'm going to put it on medium-high. Maybe actually just medium because I did burn my pressure cooker once. And then I'm going to drizzle my brand new bottle here. Avocado oil. So avocado oil cooks at higher temps than extra virgin olive oil. So I'm going to take that. I might use my little painting thing to smear it around. With that. And then this on top. Okay. I'm going to turn it down low actually. So it can be warming up because I want my spices to sit for a second. So, actually, you know what? Leave it off. I'm going to come back to that. I was jumping ahead. Okay, we'll come back to that. This is real time. Okay, so next, over here, back to the fish, adding my spices. So I've made parchment paper with the oil on both sides. Pat it in, spices here. And now I'm going to flip it. Actually, I'm going to pat it in so it's in really red. Sometimes it's like touching, then washing the hands is always such like an annoying back and forth, but here we are. Okay. So taking the spices, both sides. Getting some background music. Should put some Alexa on. It is eerily quiet. This is not the norm for my house. Okay, so I'm gonna rub that in, both sides, really good, and let that sit for a second. Okay, let me wash my hands. And then next we will make the cream. So I would say if you're using a plain Greek yogurt, about half a cup is what we want, or you're going to use just a small container. So let me see here, how much do I want? Here we go. So I'm just eyeball it. I'm not even going to measure half a cup. I know what half a cup looks like. You guys are welcome to measure it. The more you cook, the more you feel comfortable eyeballing things. So, okay, there's that. So then yogurt is done. Let me get rid of my trash here. And I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of mayo. I really prefer, like, I forget the brand, Sir Kensington's mayo, but I was at Trader Joe's, so this is what I have. And I'm going to get about a tablespoon of that. So, again, you can measure or you can eyeball, bring a tablespoon of that. So this is our cream. Yeah. And then I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of honey. And then we'll add the lime juice and spices. Oh my gosh, let's wait for the honey. Honey's coming. And I'm going to do about, my lime, cut this open. And I'm going to, it says I'm doing 1 tablespoon, so I'm just going to do half a lime and squeeze the juice in. Okay, so half a cup of plain Greek yogurt. I like this 0% fat because why not? Like, you can get fat in other areas. It's not that anti-fat, fat's good for you. But I just like to pick and choose where I want my fat to come from. So, we have that. I'm going to do about a tablespoon of honey. So I'm going to eyeball it here. That's good. And then add the remaining spices here and mix it up really good. Okay. So this is my cream. Oh, I need to get my tortillas out. All right, so here's the crema, mixing really good. And then I'm going to make our slaw next. So I like to cheat by the pre-made cabbage. I'm gonna show you guys how this looks. I feel so far away from you guys. And then this is here. Okay, so this in my dishwasher. Okay, so next up is our cabbage kind of slaw. Opening and closing all the doors. I'm gonna use, so I know I just put enough to top my tacos, so I'm not gonna use this whole bag here. I'm gonna use probably, an eyeball it. You know how many, when you're making this, how many tacos you want. So I'm probably gonna do half the bag, and I'm probably gonna do 5 tacos. 3 for me, 2 for Bryce. So this is probably like a cup and a half here. So from here, I'm gonna use my remaining lime, juice of the lime, and then I'm gonna do a little salt. There we go. And I wonder if I want more for that salt. And then just kind of massage that in a little bit. Sprinkle some salt, like a teaspoon. This kind of salt is very clumpy, but I'm making it work. Okay, so that's here. And then I'm gonna take some tongs and just, here we go, okay? So here's my little cabbage slaw with just the lime juice and the salt. Okay, now we can warm this up, medium, I'm gonna do medium. And I like to put things away. So I'm gonna do that because I like to cook and clean while I go. That's that. So the last thing that I need to do while this is cooking is I'm gonna pull out my tortillas. I'm going to microwave them between 2 wet damp paper towels. Make them pliable. I like to use the grain-free. So I'm gonna microwave those. I'm going to use my little chopper here to chop up some red tomatoes. This thing is incredible. Chop up some cilantro, chop up some avocado, and then once the fish is cooked, we're ready to start topping. So I'm gonna kind of get that going before I start the fish, because you can see how this works. Once that's ready to go, or what the fish cooks so fast. So here we go. I have this. I'm going to move my lime here. wish I could see what I can talk to you. I'm doing this all wrong. This is my first cooking Instagram live, so you gotta bear with me here. Okay, so my red onion is here. My paper's not burning. Okay, so I just want to show you guys how thin it chopped the onion. Look at that, amazing. All right, so then I'm going to take my knife, cut this up really well, and then I'm going to use my scissors. If you guys don't have any little herb scissors, I definitely recommend them. They're worth it. Okay, so probably too much red onion. Cut some extra lime for later. It's a nice garnish, or just to sprinkle on top. And then I'm gonna rinse my scissors because I use the fish. I use these to cut with the fish, so I'm gonna rinse it off. And then making my pile for everything that goes back into my fridge. Rocking. All right, so my pan is warming up here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the fish on. Okay. So the very last thing I didn't mention is like a fruit salsa. So for this blackened, I'm gonna add. I want to do a mango salsa. They didn't have mango at Trader Joe's, so which, as you know, is where I shopped. I'm gonna drizzle a little bit more oil just to make sure. Okay. So I picked up pineapple salsa. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna lay this on. You hear it starting to crisp up. And I'm gonna do about 3 minutes on the first side, and then flip, and then do maybe 2 or 3 minutes on the next side. You can kind of see it. It turns white. It moves from translucent to white. So, all right, cleaning as we go because that is my love language. And what else? So now that we're cooking, let me, oh shoot. Use my timer. I'm gonna check Alexa. Turn my timer here. All right, Alexa, timer 3 minutes.
3 minutes, starting now.
I moved Alexa, so she's in a different area. I'm gonna turn my fan on here. Okay, so that's going. We have the slaw, we have this, we have this. So now I'm just gonna do my cilantro, and then I'm going to get my tortillas and warm those up. So this is such an easy recipe. And I'm not even pulling this all the way out. I'm not even worrying about the stems. I'm just reaching in and grabbing a handful. That might not be there for right away. Hold on one second. And then chopping this really well. The circus is back. This looks like I got actually too much stem. I usually don't worry about it, but I feel like I just grabbed the wrong area. So I'm going to reach in. I was just being lazy, but here. And get more. Oh my gosh. Okay, forget it. Let's try and avoid blowing the whole thing out. All right, so I'm gonna grab more of the leafy area here, and I like a lot. I like lots and lots of flavor. So herbs, spices, like these are such easy way to add a lot of flavor to your meal for very little calories. And then on top of that, it really is good for your gut health. The more plant variety, this is why I didn't want to blow this out of this mess. The more plant variety that you have in your diet. So adding things like even spices increases your plant variety. So they say you want to get up to 30 different plant varieties in your diet, and that increases gut health, makes you healthier, helps boost your immune system. So just an easy way to do that is using those things like herbs and spices. Okay, so that's ready. So next I'm getting, look at me, I'm telling you, cleaning like I cannot, you're in a mess. Alright, so next I need to grab, I need to cut some avocados next. Grab my tortilla. So give me 1 second. Tortilla. There we go. Alright guys. So I picked up these grain-free almond flour tortillas from Trader Joe's. And I'm going to wet 2 paper towels and place about 3 at a time in between the paper towels, and then just microwave in batches of 3 for 30 seconds. So I'm wetting them here. This is like more tame than I thought. I thought for sure my kids would be in here screaming, the dog would be barking. I should just tell my family that I'm doing this more often. I'll have like the most peaceful cooking situation here. Okay. All right, so I'm taking 3 of these and putting them right between and then microwave it for 30 seconds. There we go. Then, grabbing a poppy while I cook. Okay, we're ready to flip. Alexa, timer off. Ever so carefully. Oh yeah, let's go. Alexa, timer 3 minutes. Okay.
3 minutes, starting now.
Show you guys how this looks so far. You can see that. Okay, so round 1 is done. So they just came out of the microwave. I'm gonna do 3 here for Bryce. My kids actually ate earlier. I do try to have us eating together, but tonight was just a special situation because Scarlett celebrated the end of choir club and she wanted Chipotle. And since I'm still new this, I figured it might be easier. Okay, next batch here. All right, so I have his plate, my plate. Last is left is the avocado. You know, finding a ripe avocado is like finding a unicorn. You can tell it's ready to go when that little top piece pops off. Turn my timer going? I do, okay. And then, well, look at that, I mean. Okay, you guys, so this is dairy-free, grain-free, not flavor-free. Pop this out. And then I'm going to take a peek to see if you guys are asking any questions, because I can't see you, which I really apologize. Here. Okay. There. Let me see. Stepping over the cat. Any questions? No questions. Okay, we're good so far. Lots of highs, but no questions. All right, you guys, we are almost ready. I'm slicing my avocado. I just used a spoon to scoop the middle out, sliced it up. So my toppings we have, here we go. Avocado, cilantro, diced red onion, fresh lime juice, pineapple salsa, okay? Once the fish is ready, I'm going to, actually what I'm gonna do first is go ahead and put the cream down. So I'm gonna do the cream, a little schmear, I love a schmear. Schmear of the cream. Smear the cream on each. I'm doing maybe like, I don't know, a tablespoon. I'm going to do the cream on the bottom and then add the fish. So the cream's almost like the glue that holds the fish on. I'm going to add the fish, then add the cabbage and add more of the cream. We're going to double down on the cream. Okay, so for my fish, I'm just going to take this and cut it in the middle. And I can see that it is cooked up. There's no pieces that look translucent. You guys will look peek here. You can see the spices, and it just cooked so well on this paper, which is really incredible. Here we go. So you can see there. It looks a little tiny bit translucent for some that cook for a second longer, but there, I just cut it in these nice fillets. Alexa, timer off. And we're almost ready for dinner. Cinco de Mayo time. Okay. And, you know, cleaning as I go. Okay. I think we're almost ready. No, it looks good, guys. Okay. I told you, this pan is so worth it, and the parchment paper trick is so nice. Alright, so I have 5 pieces, so I'm going to cut these into little strips here. Maybe that wasn't the best way to do it. I'm just going to use my thing right in here to cut it up. These are kind of big. Let me think about how I'm going to do this. Just going to chunk it up like this. Okay. So I just used mine to just cut it into pieces. I'm going to take it right onto my schmear here. Okay. I'll bring you guys over in 1 second. Reposition you so you can see. Let's take you over here. Getting to know you. Okay, so you can see my here as I plate things. Okay. All right, so we're plating the tacos for Cinco de Mayo. I'll tell you, Cinco de Mayo looks a lot different when you have kids. My daughter was like asking me today, she was like, Mom, did you celebrate Cinco de Mayo as a kid? And I was like, you know what, babe, I don't think I really celebrated it until I was old enough to start drinking margaritas. So, here we are. Okay. This looks so good. So, I did 2 fillets, and honestly, that was more than enough. Okay. Alright, that looks pretty good. I feel like I should give a little extra to Grace, because he's twice my size. Okay, so we have the cream, the tortilla. I'm going to add my little cabbage here, shredded cabbage. Not too much. Sometimes when you pile it on, it just makes it too much to get into one bite. So, cabbage here. There you go. And then I'm going to add more cream because it's an extra cream kind of day. There we go. That. Okay. The cream. There we go. Again, it's just the Greek yogurt with a little tiny bit of mayo, a little honey, lime, and then the spices, the blackened spices. There we go. If you don't want to do the homemade, like making something like this, I will tell you, I love Primal Kitchen. Has some great seed oil free marinades and sauces, so I use theirs a lot. Okay, so we have that. Next up, I'm going to do, I did way too much red onion, but red onion. You know what? We even have some jalapeno, and I forgot to grab that, so I might do that too. Little red onion. I like a little kick. Why not, right? There. And then I'm going to do, where's, I'm trying my knife. Oh yeah, here we go. A little bit of avocado cubes. It just adds a little creaminess, especially because we're not doing cheese, right? So that's why the cream sauce is important, because there's no cheese on this because we're keeping it dairy free. Not that not that I'm not dairy free in general, but certain cheeses do hurt my stomach, and as we get older, there's a lot of research that evidence that shows that dairy is harder for us to digest. So if we can do dairy free, I'm down. Couldn't hurt. My avocado out. It's not perfect. It's just, here it is in little clumps. Oh my gosh, my eyes are starting to water from the onions. And then I'm going to grab a jalapeno and then feed my family and get my kids in the bath. Okay, bear with me 1 sec. Let me get my jalapeno. Let me rinse this bad boy off real fast. Okay, I already washed all the produce ahead of time. You guys, also, I have to say, I have the Hex-Clad knife. If you've never bought a good knife before, you don't know what you're missing out on. So I finally got this, and it is worth every penny. It makes such a huge difference. I can't even tell you. It's so, so nice. So I'm really cutting these super, super thin. I'll cut them thinner for myself. Look at this. Okay, so our toppings, we did the cream, we did the red onion that's super thinly sliced. I did the, oh, that's a really good thin one for me, avocado chunks. Oh my gosh. There we go. And then I'm just going to squeeze a little lime juice on and do some cilantro. So this is easy, you guys. Very, very easy, very simple, very flavorful. Oh, last I'm going to do my fruit salsa. I just want to show you guys like how easy it is to cook a meal. And you can put some music on, have a glass of wine if you want, whatever. Like, cook with your significant other, cook by yourself, FaceTime your best friend, call your mom, talk to your dog, talk to your cat. Make it fun. And it's just, then you feel so good because you're making everything homemade, made with love, and it really translates into, you know, a really nourishing meal. Okay, last, I'm going to do the pineapple salsa here. If you know, you know. Okay. All right, last but not least, oh my gosh, my stand is completely sideways. Why is it doing that? There you go, that's better. Last but not least, I'm gonna do a little cilantro. Look at this. Okay. Here we go. All right, you guys. And there you have it. Blackened fish tacos with the cream sauce, red onions, avocado, cilantro, fresh lime squeeze. I forgot to say fresh lime squeeze. Grand finale, folks. Ready? Here it is. In my sports bra, post-workout. Voila. Okay, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Let me know. Mm-mm-mm.